Hello guys, this is Research and Analysis Ryan, and today I would like to tell you about the corporal punishment. You can see how ugly it is, corporal punishment. It happens even now. It's not like it's been eradicated completely, but it happens and it will always happen. Because this happens behind. No one sees. It can happen in the forest, it can happen anywhere. It can happen to a lesser degree, it can happen to a greater extent, but there are ways to tackle it because you can't really push them or hit them. But there are some rights which you have to do if it's becoming really severe, and I'm gonna give you more and more ideas about this because it is one of the subject which is not really taught. Actually, there are so many hardmans in there, and the only language they speak is a bit violent. They are so hard that it's hard for them to talk and make you understand. So if the corporal has that attitude, he has only hands to speak, so he can push you, he can do things with you. But I think it should not be taken lightly because it can happen more and more. So you must know your rights and laws. You might receive a poke or a jab from your corporal with some silly issues, but it won't be a bloody fight. It won't be that violent that the blood sheds out from you. By the same token, bruises, black eyes and bloody noses are not that common thing which happens. The really frightening part of this is that you are defenseless against this. You cannot really fight, you cannot really stop it. But please don't think that you really cannot defend yourself. But there are a bit of ways to do it. You have to be a little bit careful about this. This is a very touchy subject. Best suggestion I can give you is when they try to poke you or punch you, just raise your hand to stop them. Retaliating with the force is really not the best idea because you're gonna be in a very big problem as per the code of honor of French Foreign Legion. The code of honor says attaché à tes chefs. Please be attached to your chef. Whatever he says, you have to respect it. So attaché à tes chefs is a code of honor, and remember part 3 of the code of honor. You can read the part 3 of the code of honor. Attaché à tes chefs, and it is taken really seriously and you have to be following it. If you want to stand for it, understand you're gonna be in a problem in future. If you want to stand against it and fight him or something like this, you might get jail, and even in the future the friends of the corporal might attack you or something can happen. Reference plays a role in there. So many desertion has happened in French Foreign Legion that this practicing has been stopped. The treatment the corporals do with the legionnaires, the new legionnaires, it was so bad that there was so many desertion, and this is the reason it's been taken very politely now. But still, it happens. Every base has a jailhouse located at the guard, and to be sent there, it's like to be in tall, T-A-U-L-E, tall. It's never empty. There's always people in there. Legionnaires, people who work in there. Corporals, sometimes the chefs who don't know, we don't know. It's never empty. Always there are some of the other members of the legion. Even if you are late for your roll call, it happens that you get punished and go to the jail. So sometimes for really minor problems, minor issues, you get jail. It's really not a big deal for many people in Legion to spend time in lockup because it happens all the time. For minor issues, so people are always ready and they don't take it seriously. It's just lockup. In the lockup, you also get various forms of cleaning work, long days toiling of various forms of other labor works. Even going to the jail, it's limit. Sometimes if you really are going to the jail all the time and you started liking to go to jail, it happens that people start liking to go to jail and they make the mistakes all the time, but it has limit and you can be in much more trouble for that. They can kick you out actually. If you make a lot of mistake all the time, you are creating problem, you are not cooperative, they're gonna kick you out. Trust me. It happened with a lot of people. There was a guy, he was an ex-boxer, and each time he had the alcohol, he wanted to fight with everyone, and he was in jail for all this reason. Each time the alcohol went into his brain, he was completely mad and he wanted to fight with comrades. He was kicked out, even in the contract, imagine. This was a corporal punishment part, and I said you about various rules. Always try to be cool with corporals. They just like to train you. Some are psychopath possibly, They will try and hit you all the time. Racism can happen, but I have seen guys who were not acting that popular, who was not in the eyes of the corporals. They were just silently doing as they are said, and corporals didn't notice them much, and they were the finest legionnaires, you know. So the people who make a lot of mistakes are noticed, and the people who are on the top level are noticed. Imagine you are on the top level, and then some mistake happens with you. Then they're gonna notice you. This happens, guys. This happens, guys. So do subscribe my channel. Take care. I'll give you a lot of information. Thank you. Bye bye.